Hello student, how are you all? I hope you are doing well, learning well. Student, learning is something that we should never stop. It doesn't matter in what stage of life or work we are in. We should never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Cultivating our life skill or career skill is so important that investing it not only stimulates our creativity, but it makes us more interesting around our surroundings. Student, myself Amrita Trivedi Khanna, your physics teacher during video classes. In our previous video classes, we have finished first chapter of physics, that is motion. We have completed all the topic, NCERT question, numerical and back exercise as well. I hope you have prepared the notes for the same. Now we are starting the second chapter of physics, that is force and laws of motion. In this chapter we are going to learn topic number 1, force, then first law of motion, second law of motion, third law of motion, and equation of motion. Sorry. Equation of motion. It also has subtopic. Suppose in force we will learn balance and unbalanced force. Now in first law of motion we will learn the new term inertia. Now in second law of motion we will learn the new physical quantity, that is momentum. In third law of motion we will learn interaction between action and reaction. And in equation of motion, as the three law of motion, we will formulate these law into a mathematical format, that is first equation of motion, second equation of motion and third equation of motion. These three equations are V is equals to U plus AT, S is equals to UT plus half AT square and V square minus U square is equals to twice of AS. Now in this video we will cover the first topic, that is force, and we will learn balanced and unbalanced force as well. Now we will start our topic. Now student, first of all we will define what is a force. The force that can make an object move. We all are familiar the term force. It is also a kind of push or pull. Just take a look. These are several pictures. In this picture either someone is pushing or pulling or lifting or kicking or walking or moving and so are others. But these all action verbs also represent that a force is applying. One more thing that we are observing in all these pictures, a common feature of all these pictures are there is an interaction of two objects. Are you observing? In every picture there is an interaction. One who is applying force and the other, the object at which the force is being applied. Correct? In every picture there is an interaction of two objects everywhere. One is applying force and other is the object on which the force is applied. So we can understand the force is actually the interaction, correct, between two. Now how do we define force? We can define force it is a kind of push or pull it is an interaction which number one either change the state of motion, state of an object, or in second we can write or try to change the state of an object. Correct? To explain it more, let us take an example. For suppose there is an object A. Okay? A object is applying force on B. Okay? As a result, as A is applying force, what will happen to B? There are two cases. Either B will move as of the force is applying towards it, but it can be happen that B will not move. Correct? But the force is applied on that. Means after applying force, B can have the two results. Either it can move or it will not move. So, as a result of motion or not motion, we can have the two state of an object. Okay, what are the state of an object? There are two state of an object. One is rest, when object do not change its place, and other is motion, when object change its place. Correct? So we can define a force when a force is applied, either it change the state of the object. Okay? When the object move, it will change the state. How? B is initially was in rest. As the force is applied, it is in motion. Just because it is moved. Okay. But in other case, when the force is applied on B, it will not move. Means initially if it was in rest, after applying force, it will also as in rest. That means a force either will change or will only try to change. It not necessary, it will change the state always. Okay. Now we will define the state of an object. How we can define the motion and rest are the state of the object? How do we say that an object is in motion? The object will consider is in motion when it changes its position with respect to its surroundings. That means in front of other object, if object is changing its position. Suppose in this picture the boy is moving up. Okay. So it is changing in front of all its surrounding. All other things are only at its place. Only this boy is changing its position. That means this boy will consider as in motion. Correct? And when we say an object is in rest, when it do not changes its position with respect to its surrounding. Correct? As in case of this tree. This tree will consider as in rest. Why? Just because in front of all other objects, the tree will not change its position. Okay. So it is only necessary that we will observe any object with respect to the other object. Means reference point is necessary. Okay. There is a difference between rest and motion. There is another example of rest, state of rest and state of motion. See in this picture, the book is lying on the table. The book is lying on the table, so we can say the book is in state of rest. As in the bench is lying on the seashore, so it will not change its position, so we can say this bench is in state of rest. But the flying bird changes its position continuously with respect to time, with respect to its surrounding. Okay, so this bird will considered as in the state of motion. Similarly, this boy who is playing with the ball will change its place continuously with respect to all other objects. So we will say the boy is in the state of motion. Now consider this example once. In this example, there is a moving train which is moving with the velocity v. A person, suppose this is A. A person is sitting inside the train. A box is lying in front of him. A observes that box do not changes its position in front of him, so he states that box is in rest, state of rest. But there is another person who is standing outside the train. B will observe the train is moving. As the train is moving, the person A who is sitting inside the train is also moving. The box which is lying inside the train is also moving. So B will state that the box is in the state of motion. Now student, box is a single object and at the same time A statement is different and B's statement is different. At the same time, box is having the state of rest and state of motion. Why did this happen? Because the reference point is changed. Am I correct? When we change the reference point, in front of A, box is in rest. In front of B, box is in motion. So, there is a contradiction of rest and motion as well. So, how do we define a state of rest and a state of motion? So, basically, we can understand rest and motion are nothing but depends on the reference point. Okay. So, reference point can define the state of an object. This state of an object is not fixed. It will change as the reference will change. Okay. Now we can understand rest and motion are not two different terms, but they are the same term, but they are relative, as with respect to one an object considered as in motion, with respect to another the object will be considered as in rest. Okay, so these two terms are relate themselves. Okay, consider one more example. This is sun, and we all know all the planets are revolving around the sun. So our earth is also revolving around the sun, as we all are knowing. Now if earth is revolving around sun, the sun will state in front of sun when the reference point is sun. Reference point is something with respect to which we are observing other object. So reference point, when the reference point is sun, so earth is moving. The state of earth is in motion. Correct? Now as we take the reference point earth, now what will happen? Suppose on the earth we all are living. Okay, suppose tree, mountain, stone, all non-living things also are on the earth. But for an instant we will take an example of a stone. Okay, so if a stone are lying on the earth, so stone will be considered as rest with respect to what? When the reference point is taken earth. Okay, so stone is in rest when we are taking the reference point as of earth. When we change the reference point, the same stone will be considered in motion. Why? When the reference point is taken as sun, so in front of sun earth is moving, and all the object or lying on the earth is also moving with respect to sun. That means a stone or all non-living object or all stationary object which exist on earth always considered as in motion when we take reference point of sun, or we can take other planets also. Okay, as the reference point will be other planet, so all the object lying on the earth is considered only in motion, irrespective of what we are, when we are moving or we are sitting, we are considering at the state of motion. Okay, now take this another picture. In this picture all are looking stationary because this tree do not change its position as well, so it looks like they are still picture or stationary picture. All are in rest. But why we are saying these are in rest? Because we are observing around us. Okay, observing around us. On the earth they are observing. One tree is observing in front of other object. So in front of other object tree do not changes its position, so it will consider in rest. But we'll take this picture, these trees are on the earth, so earth is continuously moving around sun, so this tree is also considered as in motion. Correct? You know, student, the earth is revolving around the speed of 30 km per hour. Okay, speed of earth. Correct? That we can consider we are also moving around the sun with the same speed as on we are living on the earth. As earth is moving with the 30 km per hour, that means we are also moving around the sun with the same speed. Okay, I hope I have cleared this topic. It is important topic, beta. Now see, let us take what a force can do. We all know force can start a rest object. Force can start a motion. We can also understand force can stop a motion. That means it can stop a moving object. Force can increase the speed of an object. By the help of force, and it can speed up an object. It can speed down or slows down the speed of an object. It can change the direction of an object. If an object A is moving in the leftward or one direction, if we apply force in that direction, so this stone will change its direction and moving like that. Okay, the force can change the direction of a object. Force can also change the shape of an object. These are the effect of force. Now here student, we have defined force. Now student, force can be categorized in two parts. One, balance force, and other is unbalanced force. Now how do we define a balance or unbalanced force? See, if I take one notebook, suppose this, okay, and I'll keep this gun on this book, okay. If I observe this book is capped on, this gun is capped on this book, so I will consider there are a balance force are existing. Why? Because the gun is not changing its place. The gun do not change its position. So the force is balanced. So when there is forces, an object do not move, it will considered as balanced force. When it will considered as unbalanced force, now take the same example. Now this time what I am doing, I am tilting this book up. See, the gun is do not changing, but what happens? It will start moving. Okay, it start going down. Why? Because as I am tilting this book, the force that are applicable, the force that are applied over here are disturbed. Initially it was not changing its position by itself. Now what happened? When I tilt this book, it will start moving. Means there is a imbalance of force developed. Okay, so force can be categorized in two ways, balance or unbalanced force. Let us understand more. That is the best example of balanced force is a tug of war. Let us consider there is a person A and person B moving this rope toward them. Okay, there are another person C and D that are moving this rope, want to move this rope towards them. Now what will happen? A will apply force F of A, B will apply force F of B. As both are applying force in the same direction, their force will added up. Correct? Similarly, C and D are applying force in same direction, so their force will be added up. Now we can observe the force of A and B are in one direction and force of C and D are in opposite direction. Now what will happen if sum of two forces will be equal to the sum of other two forces? What will happen as a result? Now if the magnitude of this side of force is equal to the magnitude of opposite force, they will cancel the effect of each other. That means as a result there will be no force. There will be no net force. If there will be no net force, that means there should no motion, because no force is there. Am I correct? Or we can say the rope will stay at rest. Means all four persons will not move at all. as they all are applying force. They all are applying force, but they will not move at all. There will be no motion. All four will be in the state of rest. Why this happen? Because equal forces are applied in opposite direction. So student, when the forces are equal but in opposite direction, so they will cancel out the effect of each other. As a result, there will be no forces, there will be no net forces, and thus there should be no motion. Or we can say where there will be state of rest. Okay, as a result, previously what I have given you the example, this book is kept, that gun is kept on this book. So there will be no motion. This book is not moving, this gun is not moving. That means there is a balance force, because the gun is applying force on this book. This book is also applying opposite force. Both of them are applying equal force in opposite direction, so their net effect is vanished. Okay, so this time we can say this kind of force as balance force. This is important, or this thing to be noted. If there is no motion, that means a balance force is applied. Now student, see, if we will take the same example but in a new way. This time a person A is standing over here and person B and C are standing in opposite direction. A will apply force F of A and B and C will apply force F of B and F of C. As B and C are applied force in the same direction, so then force will be added up. We can clearly observe that force of A is somewhat will be less than force of B and C. So there will be difference of forces. Okay, we can see this is greater force and this F of A will be lesser force. Now if there is a difference between force, so we can find the net force. The net force will be F of B plus of F of C. That is, this is higher force, larger force is subtracted by F of A. As there is the magnitude of force is different, there should be some leftover part of force will be there. Suppose let us suppose this is F of leftover part, so we will say F of L. Okay, when we are subtracting F of B plus F of C minus of F of A, so we will say, suppose some other value will come, F of L. So there will be net force left. Am I correct? Some force left. In which direction this force will be left? Obviously, towards the B and C, this force is left. As there will be net force towards B and C, so there will be net motion. Correct? As there is force exists, so there will be, that force will develop motion. And what will happen? That a person A is feeling a force and start moving towards B and C. So there will be motion. That means a motion started. What happens in balance force, student? When balance force is applied, no motion was happen. But if an unbalanced force is applied, there will develop a net motion. So we can understand if there is a motion, in the same example of book and gun, if there is imbalance of force, the gun will start moving, automatically start moving. So when there is a difference of forces, it's cause change in motion. Okay, and then we will say the unbalanced force is applied. So there are two concepts, student. If there is a balance force applied, no motion. An object will always be in rest. If there will be imbalance of force, there will develop a motion. Means everywhere when we observe something is moving, that means there is imbalance force act over there. Now see, take this picture. This is the same example. Now this time what we are observing, 300 Newton force is applied in the left direction. In same way, another 300 Newton force is applied in the right direction. As the magnitude of both forces are equal, so what will happen? As a net force will be F of, we can write, we can say this is left side applied, no? So we will define as left, and this is right side applied, so we will define it right. So what will F net? F net will be F of L minus of F of R. Obviously net is difference of these two opposite side forces. That means if 300 force one side and 300 force another side, that means what will be the net force? 0. If net force is 0, if force is 0, that means there will be no motion. Okay, as there is no force, an object will be in rest. Means all these three will not move, all these three will not move. No motion at all. But what will happen in this example? 400 is acting leftward and 300 is acting rightward. So what will be the net force? The net force F net. Can we write? F of L minus F of R. Greater minus smaller. So it will become 400 minus 300. That is 100 Newton force left. Okay. This 100 Newton force left will be only this side. Okay. Because this is the larger force. 100 Newton force is left. So in what direction force is left? That will cause a motion in that direction. Okay. Motion in left direction. So all these three people will feel a drag towards left direction. Okay. Now student, there are some pictures in which it is showing balance forces. Take this picture. A person standing on the skates. We can stand on a skateboard when there is a balance force. If we will balance the forces, the skate will apply upward force to us and we will apply downward force on the skates. As these two forces, if these two forces are balanced, F upward and F downward. Okay. If these two forces are balanced, that means these F of U upward and F of D downward are equal. As both are equal, force is balanced, so net force will be 0. Am I correct? If net force will be 0, there will be no motion. Same as the example of standing ourselves. We are standing on the earth because, student, just because there exists a balance force. As this is a person. This person applied downward force equal to its weight. Whatever we are having our weight, we will apply that force downward to the earth. But at the same time, earth is also applying force upward. Okay. These forces are equal and opposite in nature, so that these forces cancel out the effect of each other. As a result, the person is in standing. If it happens that these forces will not equal, so what will happen, beta? We will fall downward always. Okay. So standing of a person is an example of balance force. Sitting of the girl on a chair is an example of balance force. How? the girl is applying force on the chair and chair is also applying force on the girl. These two forces are equal in nature and opposite in direction. So the net force becomes 0 and the girls will able to sit on the chair. She will not fall. Otherwise she will fall, because if there will be imbalance, the motion caused. Okay, and if there will be balance, the rest will cause. Okay. Now see, there are some pictures of unbalanced force. See, in these all pictures we are seeing there is an imbalance of force. 50 Newton, 30 Newton. As there is imbalance, the net force will be 30 minus 20. That means 20 Newton force. Correct? This 20 Newton force will be left the side where the force was larger. So there will be a drag. There will be a motion. Okay, in the direction where the force left. So this person will feel a drag towards the leftward. Similarly, a bird is flying. If it is flying, that means there is an imbalance of forces. The bird is applying 25 Newton force downward for suppose, but it has only opposing force as of 60 Newton. If there is an imbalance, so there will be net force. The net force is equal to 25 Newton minus 16 Newton. What is left? 9 Newton force. The 9 Newton force will be left on the side where is the force larger. So there will be net motion in downward direction. See, these are the other example. A truck will have 4 and 4. That means total 8 Newton force. Correct? And opposite side it have 3 Newton force. So what is the net force? Net force will be 8 minus 3. That is 5 Newton. This 5 Newton will be on the side where the force was larger. So there will be the net motion towards the left out force. See, the rocket will move upward only when there is a difference or imbalance of force. For suppose a rocket is applying 100 Newton force upward. Okay, 100 Newton force downward, and it will have 300 Newton force upward. So there is an imbalance force. As a result, rocket will move up with a 200 Newton forces. Okay. Now student, I think we have cleared the topic. What we have learned today, student? We have learned force, we have defined force, and we understand what are balanced and unbalanced forces. Correct? I hope this topic is clear. In our next video, we will discuss about first law of motion in detail. Okay, first law of motion. We will solve the NCERT question of textbook and the extra question as well. We will solve the numerical related to first law of motion. So until then, bye. Stay safe student and keep learning. Bye student.